Good morning, good evening, good day, whenever you're watching this. So lately I've been reading the story of the children of Israel as they were in Egypt in bondage, slavery, and in the process as they are coming out of slavery and bondage and going into the wilderness. So I'm just going to paraphrase the story a bit from what I've read so far. And basically, the children of Israel cried out to God, asking Him to take them out of slavery, out of bondage, and He took them out of it and led them into the wilderness, into the unknown. And even as He led them into the unknown, they still complained and cried out for Him. So, as they were heading into the wilderness, when they had been set free from Egypt, Pharaoh, they had seen from in the back Pharaoh and his army coming against them. And they cried to Moses and they told Moses, "You might as well leave us in Egypt to die, because at least we would have had graves there. And you bring us out into the wilderness to die." And Moses cried to God, and God said, "Why are you crying to me? Why are you coming to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward." And I just want to bring you into understanding of what I'm trying to help you to see from this story. So sometimes we may ask God to move us out of a situation, move us out of somewhere where we would normally be. We cry out to God, ask Him to move it, you know, take us out of the situation, and He does it. But He places us in somewhere that is not known. And while we're in that unknown place, it feels as though we cannot see Him. When in reality, He's still there with the children of Israel. He was a cloud, a pillar of cloud by day, and a fire by night to guide the way. And He's still there in the unknown. But because we cannot see Him, we are now complaining and crying out to Him. The children of Israel could have already moved forward, without them even having to cry to Moses and tell Moses to ask God what's going on. Because God gave humans the ability to think. He gave each and every one of us the ability to think. And if the Bible says that we walk by faith and not by sight, if they had faith in God, the same God that brought them out of bondage and took them into the unknown, if they had enough faith in Him, they would have known that if He took us from here to the wilderness, then He has a plan to take us somewhere else. So the Egyptians who are in the back of us coming against us, that's nothing for us to worry about. But anyway, let me go back to us. And sometimes we're in this wilderness, this unknown of where our life is heading, when God has already taken us from somewhere where we were complaining and crying for Him to move us from. And now we think that we do not see Him. Mind you, He's there, but we think we do not see Him. So we're afraid, we're crying out to Him, when in reality, He's just waiting for us to take that one move. He's just waiting for us to take that one step. God gave us the ability to think. He gave humans are the only creation of God that was made in His image and His likeness. He gave us an ability to think for ourselves, and to know that if He brought us from somewhere, He took us from somewhere that we asked Him to move us from, and to bring us into unknown. If we're in the unknown, He's right there. But He's waiting for you to take that step. He's waiting for you to take that move for Him to work. It wasn't until the children of Israel had moved forward that the Red Sea had divided. If they had stayed where they were in the wilderness and didn't move, the Egyptians would have killed them. But God told Moses, tell them to go forward. So just like in your life, you may need to think. Find out how you need to move forward. I understand that sometimes we, cry out to God and we want Him to help us. But He gives us the ability to think and to rescue ourselves. He gives us the ability to walk by faith. If you walk by faith and not by sight, whilst you're not unknown, you cannot see what your future will hold. But if you already place in your mind that I'm going to move forward regardless, then go. In order for God to work, sometimes you have to take that step. And if you say you walk by faith and not by sight, go forward. So that's basically all I have to say today. Go forward. Think. Sometimes I think we just don't sit down and think. We don't think. And sometimes I find myself in situations like that too, where I just don't want to sit down and think, how could I rescue myself? How could I remove myself from something? How could I go forward with something? But sometimes you just have to think and move forward. God is right there, but He's waiting for you to move so that He could work. He needs to see that your faith is strong enough to believe that He could do what He says He will do. So, happy Wednesday, guys, and thank you for watching this video.